Good morning. Hello, hello. How is everyone on this Wednesday morning? Got my big cup of coffee. Hello, hello, hello. I heard from a couple of people that they didn't get my notification about my sale last night. YouTube, make sure if you want all of my notifications for when I go live or when I post a video, which, I don't post like every day, then hit that bell. It just notifies you. Hello, Lemmy. Good morning. That way you don't miss when your favorite YouTubers are on. Good morning, Feeding My Soul. Good morning, Becky. And don't forget to give a thumbs up when you're in the live and when you're watching people's videos, because YouTube will continue to let you know when those people are on if you are letting YouTube know that you like those people. Good morning, Sheila. How is everyone? So today is my youngest son's 21st birthday. He doesn't watch my content. Good morning, Alice. But I think this one's vintage. This one might have been one of my grandfather's. Of course, he used Miss Hankey's. Good morning, Angie. So anyway, youngest son turning 21 today. He has to work all day, so I won't see him until Friday night when I'm going to make him dinner. But in honor of his birthday, I wanted to show you something that he made. Good morning, Rebecca. Sorry, I burped in the middle of that. So this is not for sale, but I want to show you one of his pieces. He made this, I think junior year of high school. He was the one that graduated in 2020 and missed out on the last half of his senior year because they never went back to school. So I'm pretty sure this was his junior year. He made this piece. And I know that I'm pretty sure won an award. I know it went into competition. But I got to show you this. Isn't that stunning? Blue is his favorite color. So he almost always has blue on his pieces. Here are the individual cups. So he did 2 different colors of the glaze. And I believe there's 5 cups, but I believe originally he'd made 6 and 1 did not survive the firing. Good morning, Brenda. And then here is the little picture. Oh, it's just gorgeous. He's the son that also made my favorite coffee cup. If you've been hanging out here a while, you've seen the goblet that he made me that is just amazing. And here's the platter. So he did that green glaze and then, isn't it beautiful? It is a beautiful, beautiful piece. And he was charging $125 for it, and I paid that for it. Back when he was a junior in high school, that was probably a lot of money for him. Now, this piece, you'd pay more than that for it. But I just had to show that off in honor of his birthday because he's very talented. And unfortunately, right now, the job that he's working, he does not have time to do pottery. So, good morning, Geneva. So, he's not making any new pieces right now. And my problem is I like to buy up all of my kids' art pieces. I don't have room anymore. I can't do it. I don't have room. And this one sits up on the mantle, right in the very center of the mantle, because it's so beautiful. And so far, the cats have not broken it. Good morning, Kara. How is everyone? So last week, our prompt was to use a piece of material. And what I decided to do was make a bookmark out of my favorite ribbon. Now, I thrifted this ribbon at Goodwill last year, and I have a project in mind for it, but you can see it. I just cut off a piece of it, and I have pinking shears, like great big vintage pinking shears. So that's what I used to do that. And then I just plopped it in here. So that was my material piece for the week. I didn't do anything super fancy. I did pick up Mod Podge in case I do want to Mod Podge something into the book. I picked that up at the Dollar Tree. It's a smaller thing than you would get at the craft store. But then how much Mod Podge am I really going to use since I am #Team No Craft? So that was last week's prompt. I love this ribbon. I'm going to, my plan is to hang it, but I need to figure out how to hang it, I guess. And then put some of my favorite brooches that are more decorative than I would actually wear on it, and just have like some brooch ribbons, maybe 3 brooch ribbons. That's my plan for this ribbon. But that's my book. Angie's asking how my cats are. You guys, so you got to hear this. So cats are mostly not allowed out of my room, right? But every now and then, if both my parents, because the downstairs level, it's a split level house, consists of my dad's study, which is really big, my mom's study, which is smaller than that, a storage room, and then a bathroom. And so occasionally I will let the cats out while I'm out there with them, but it has to be a limited time because I got stuff to do. I can't just walk around making sure that they're not knocking my dad's Coca-Cola collection down, which, you know, is a lot of glass. So last night they both just happened to be in their studies at the same time. And mom was working at her desk because they don't like it when the cats also walk across their keyboards. Dad was sitting where he could see his keyboard, but he could also see the plant that my cats like to try to eat. So I let them out, except I didn't realize that one of their dogs was downstairs. I thought both the dogs were upstairs with the gate up. So Blue's already had an experience with the dogs where they chased each other around the house with the one dog screaming while continuing to chase him. He hisses at the dogs now because of it. But Harley will go up to the screen door and she'll touch noses through the screen door with 2 of the 3 dogs that are frequently here. One dog isn't my parents, but they dog sit a lot. So Blue stayed in the room. He knew that Loki was down here, and even I didn't, but Blue stayed in here, where usually he's the first one to race out of the room. Harley's out there. So Harley and Loki get real close together, and they touch noses, and then he backs off a bit, and she kind of just sits there. So they kind of followed each other around for a little bit with no problem at all. So who knew that my cat that's the more scaredy cat is the one that's going to get along with the other animals better. So finally I had to take Loki upstairs and pin him upstairs. Just put the gate across the stairs so that Blue could come out and walk around. But they're doing well, and they got to be out of their rooms for quite a bit last night. So no, I am so far behind on all of my favorite people's videos. I see her Instagram posts about her cats a lot. I'll have to look that up. Didn't see it yet. All right. We have almost 20 people, so it is time to pull our prompt. And how's everybody doing on their books? My mom wasn't here when I started the live. I wanted to show her book with the material she picked. She put part of her wedding dress in there, you guys. Isn't that fantastic? So I wanted to show you guys, but she wasn't here and I don't know where she's keeping her book right now. So didn't get to show you her book. And the book that she picked to use is a book she has had since college. And even though, now it's, well, she was in college before she had me, so 50 years old. She never got rid of it. And she always wanted to do something with it in the future. So that's the book that she picked for this project. And I love that she put a piece of her wedding dress in there. The wedding dress has gone through a lot of different phases. For good morning, Linda. For the longest time, she stored her wedding dress. And then none of us were going to fit in it. She's shorter than me and two of my sisters. The one sister that has the same body type that my mom has never gotten married. And it was a 70s, very crunchy. She got married in 1972. It's an inexpensive dress. So it wasn't like it was an heirloom dress or anything. Then because it was yellowing in the box it was stored in, she decided just to put it in her grandkids' dress up box. So the grandkids all grew up playing in my mom's wedding dress. And then she made masks for us in 2020. I still have it out of pieces of her wedding dress. And now she's put a piece into her book. So the wedding dress has gone through a lot of iterations, and she's also thought about like making a hanky or something that the girls could tuck into their wedding dress, all the granddaughters, as they get married. So it will have more iterations, the wedding dress will. But that's what she did for her prop last week, which I thought was pretty cool. And Nikki, oh, I dropped one. Since I dropped one, let's do that one. But it jumped right out of there. It wanted to be done. And if you've missed Nikki's on Instagram, I just love everything she's doing for her. So make a cutout window page or series of pages. This works out perfectly because I just picked up a Dollar Tree cutting mat at Dollar Tree yesterday, I think. Was it yesterday? It was just a little one. It wasn't a big one, but now I've got the cutting mat. So make a cutout window or a series of pages, because I know you can do different things where like the window can get smaller onto, a thing. So be as creative as you want, but we are cutting out windows in our books this week. That is our prompt. Oh, I love that, Geneva. I got married at 6 months pregnant in a purple pantsuit because it's the only thing that fits. So there you go. And it's funny because I never grew up with the traditional white gown, church wedding kind of idea. I wanted to have a pale green gown. Like that was my dream wedding dress. And I wanted to do an outdoor thing. Maybe someday I'll get married again and I'll do that, but probably not anytime soon. And my sisters didn't have traditional weddings either. And then two of my nieces got married during 2020, so didn't have traditional weddings either. I don't know. In this family, I guess we're just not going to have traditional weddings. My one sister got married in the backyard, and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful ceremony, but she wore a silvery, gray, kind of like Renaissance dress. And then my brother and my sister-in-law had just gotten married at the courthouse. 10-year anniversary. We did a wedding in the backyard again. My parents have a beautiful property. And my mom handmade her dress and she wanted blue. Colors for the ceremony were blue and silver. So I got to plan 2 weddings, but never got to have my own. I got married in the living room on Christmas Eve. Isn't that weird? Yeah. I didn't get anything that I wanted. My whole marriage was a disappointment, starting with the wedding. But never say never. I had a friend who was a massage therapist who was older than me. And the year she turned 50, she reconnected with someone she'd gone to high school with. They fell in love and she left the state to marry him. So and I don't think she'd ever been married. I think that was her first. So you never know. You can't count anything out. All right. So I did another clearance sale last night, and I'm going to go through a few items today, but I'm just going to keep it at the normal hour that I usually do because I want to invoice because I am behind on shipping. I'm behind on invoicing. I've got everything packed up except for the things that need big bubble wrap because I'm out and I'm waiting on my shipment. But for the people that didn't purchase more, so I don't need to add to those, I'm going to go ahead and seal those up and invoice those today. So yeah, Rebecca, that's how I feel about it. My 3 kids are amazing. And my ex-husband, when we split up, moved to a different city first when they were younger. And then when they were teens, moved completely out of the state and never saw them again. His choice. So yeah, I got my kids. Can't complain about that because they are amazing. They're amazing young adults now, but they were amazing kids. They were amazing teenagers. So anyway, I'm going to go through some of this stuff here. Everything's going to start at $1. Geneva, do you have the time to throw in the stops? If you don't, there's only 22 people in here. I can do it. Yeah, definitely his loss. And he's kind of reached out to them on social media and they're like, why? But this is how you treated us. You didn't show up for any of our important events. Okay, so Geneva's going to do our stops. I am still loving this coffee cup that my daughter got me for Christmas. I just have to say, I never thought I'd be a Ray Dunn stan, but I love this one. I love it. And it went with my whole red theme today. All right, let's get started. So first up, this is the one, Rebecca, that has the rose cover. So it has a lid to keep your coffee warm. I don't know where I put it up so the cats won't break it, and then I can find it because, that's how it goes. Okay, first up is a piece of Talavera. This is the only piece of true Talavera I've ever come across. Talavera right there. I don't find Mexican. I find Portugal pottery a lot, but I don't very often find Mexican pottery, let alone one that's marked Talavera. I think I've had one piece of, the really famous Mexican pottery guy. Oh, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's an ashtray. It's blue and white. It's pretty, but it is absolutely an ashtray. It's $1 starting. Oh, I see Becky in at $1. Marcy, that's awesome. Isn't that funny how the things that we wanted are not the things that we ended up with? And the reason that I ended up doing it on Christmas Eve was because I wanted my whole family there. And I knew my brother would be home from college. And I knew my sister, who at that time was living in Kentucky, would be home. And so Ken Edwards, thank you, Bree. Hi, Bree. So that's how I ended up with having it on Christmas Eve. And just getting married in my living room. My dad's ordained. My dad married me. And then he was so upset when my marriage didn't work out that he's like, I'm never marrying anybody again. I ruined it for everybody. All right, I'm going to count it down since I just see Becky interested in it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Yeah, Rebecca, the lids are nice. She got it at TJ Maxx. I don't know if they have any more with the lids there. All right. That's going to Becky for $1. Thank you, Becky. Next up is a piece of glass. This one is hand blown, but it's a little wonky. So it may have been a student that did it, or it could have just been the style. Okay, it is this. There's the pontil on the bottom. It's a little rough. And it's a little bit, there's a little bit wonkiness to it. I don't think it's going to show up very well. But lots of bubbles in it, which makes me wonder if it wasn't a student piece, like uncontrolled bubbles. So, you know, there's a bubble, but it's a fun piece and it was a catch-all for me. It's this size. I used it as a catch-all. Hi, Maggie. I see Brenda in at $1 for the hand-blown green glass. This was out of my personal collection, but you know, when I moved, there was only so much I could keep. I put it into a couple sales. It hasn't sold, so now it gets clearanced. And if I missed you coming in, hello, thanks for hanging out. And after I sell this one, I'll give the prompt again for our altered book project. And if you've got questions for me, pop them in the chat. This is my chatty chat morning. And if you missed it, next Monday, Nikki and I are doing a thing where we talk about the definitions of different glass and like glass terms, the vocabulary of it, common mistakes that people make, like, and we do it too, because it's just we call all white glass milk glass, except it's not, because milk glass was never made, plates and things like that were never made with milk glass. So only decorative pieces were made with milk glass. So we're going to talk about differences like that. So if there is a question you've been having, you know, like we're going to talk about the difference between a swung vase and a stretch vase and why sometimes swung vases are called stretch vases. And you can pop this in the chat. If you have a question, you can comment here later. You could send me a message on Instagram, or you could send me an email, or Nikki. All right, I'm going to count this down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Awesome. Brendan gets that for $1. It's time to go to a new home. I loved it while I had it, but no room now. Because my bedroom before was in jewel tones, and now my bedroom is very 1950s with a lot of pastels and my poodles and things like that. It's very feminine. So the jewel tones had to go. All right. So if you need the prompt, we are making a cutout window page or series of pages if you want to be fancy and do several of the windows. Honestly, I'm not going to be that fancy, guys. I love it when I see people doing it in junk journals and stuff, but I am beginner level crafter here. So that will not be happening. That's our prompt. Okay, next piece. I have to wipe everything off to make sure there's no cat hair on it. This time of year, it just floats around in the air. Is this pretty leaf dish? I've actually had this in 2 autumns worth of sales, 2 years in a row, and it didn't sell. So clearance. There's nothing wrong with it. Oh no, I take that back. There's a tiny little chip right there. I lied. There's a I think when I got it, there was not a chip on it. I think it's just been sitting around here for 2 years and now has a chip on it. Could have been a hobbyist piece. It's not signed. Good morning, Vintage and Vino. So little leaf nappy dish. I thought the handle was cool because it's got 2 pieces instead of just the traditional one. Everything starting at $1. And if there's no interest, we will move on. Okay. Got another leaf piece here. This one has flowers on it. So this one was made in Japan. This one's bigger. Again with this gold, very 1950s kind of catch-all. Everything starting at $1. Good morning, Karen. And I see Becky at $1. Let me see. I do not feel any chips on this one. And don't forget, I will be on Tiger's Timeless Treasures tomorrow at 11 a.m. I am on his channel once a month. We sell 20 items. We rehome 20 items each. And I've got some fun things I haven't had in sale before for his channel tomorrow. All right, I'm going to start the countdown. Don't forget, everything is starting at $1 today as I continue to clearance out stuff. And thanks for being here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Okay, Becky. Becky gets that for $1. Thank you, Becky. I can set that over there. Okay, let's do. I have 2 bird dishes. One has a lot more crazing than the other, but they are both Bristol pottery, made in England, made for the National Wildlife Federation, Washington, D.C. One is a pine grosbeak and one is a red-winged blackbird. If you want both of them, you're going to have to start the bid at $2. And they are these little dishes. This size. They do have a nice lip on them, so they make a nice catch-all. So this one is the pine grosbeak. And this is the one without the crazing. Here's the back. And then this one has crazing, and it's the red-winged blackbird. Okay, I see Brenda in for both of them. Crystal pottery. Bird dishes. And I'm going to go ahead and start the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. And there is Geneva's stop. Brenda gets them both. $2. I have another leaf. This one's green. Summer green. And I had looked up who made these. I don't have that information right in front of me right now, but everything's starting at $1. This was another one that was in my bedroom. It had crystals in it sitting on my dresser. No chips, no cracks. Yes, perfect for St. Patrick's Day. It's got a handle. All right, Alice is in at 1 on the green glass leaf dish. And this one is more of an emerald green than, like, here's the other piece, the hand-blown one. So you can see this one's definitely more of an emerald green. All right, I'm going to start the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Awesome. Thank you, Alice. Green glass leaf dish goes to Alice. Yeah, I like emerald. I kept quite a bit of my emerald green. It's just in storage right now. Like, I've got my mom's original punch bowl in the emerald green. And my brother, she'd actually passed it on to my brother, and then I had borrowed it for something, and then I never gave it back to him. But at some point, I'm like, Mom, where are the punch cups for this? Did you give them to Rob? And she's like, yeah, your brother's got them. So I said, Rob, do you know where the punch cup? Like, I'd like to actually use this. He had no idea where the punch cups had gotten to. Last year, I found a full set of the punch cups. How great is that? So we have extra punch cups floating around in my brother's house somewhere. All right, I have got this plaque. It's fun. Tomato, mushrooms, corn. It is stamped Japan. It has a hole for hanging right here. Let's see. No chips, no cracks. I always make sure I wear something green so people don't pinch me, but that is the extent of my St. Patrick's Day. And I did a family tree project when I was, I don't know, in like 8th grade or something. And All right, I see Becky in $1 and Brenda back in at $5. Brenda really wants that. We do have Irish in our family way back, but it's mostly German. There's a bit of Irish. That's why my hair, doesn't matter what color I dye it with actual hair dye, any chemical that goes into my hair turns it red. I have red highlights in the sun. A lot less now that I am going gray, but Geneva. All right, Brenda's in at 5. I'm going to start the countdown for the veggie plaque made in Japan. I'm writing that down. Made in Japan. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. All right, that is going to Brenda for $5. Thank you, Brenda. I think I have socks that say "Kiss Me, I'm Irish," but who's ever going to see my socks? You know. All right, let me take that off. Okay, I have a napkin holder. I think it's very springy. This is another piece I've had in several sales. It's been around for quite a while. There is, if you run your finger along the one side, there's a rough spot, but it doesn't look like a chip if you're looking at it. So I'm trying to find it now. No, I can't even find it. I think it's just where the glaze, it was a glaze skip, maybe. I can't even find it now. But this is Price, Imports Japan. Right there. Still has its original sticker. Well, Tim's here too. Tim and Jerry. Hello, hello. Hi, Kaz. So napkin holder, but I think it would make a really cute mail holder by your door or on your kitchen counter, or vintage postcards. They look pretty in here. It is small. It isn't big. And everything is starting at $1. We've got the kitschy corner in at $1. I will start invoicing today, but if your packaging needs big bubble wrap, it's going to have to wait until it gets here. Bubble Boy told me today, but when I checked yesterday, FedEx hadn't even picked it up yet. So everyone else is like, oh, I get my Bubble Boy orders in 2 days. Never. They never send it that fast to me. I don't know why. I am in the wrong spot from the distribution center, I guess. Good morning, Apple. Thanks for having us on, even if I'm muted. Okay. I'm going to write down flower napkin holder. And then I'm going to do the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Tim, I'm clearancing out. You could fill a box $1 a piece. Might be worth it. All right, there's the stop. And the kitschy corner is going to get that one for $1. Thank you guys for helping me clear my stuff. Okay, this next one is Limoges from France. So if you're a Limoges fan, it's a little trinket box. Thanks, Karen. Thanks for lurking, even if you can't purchase. I totally understand the not purchasing right now. So no chips, no cracks. And here is the bottom. And this was made in France exclusively for Anai. And I see some interest on this one. Kitschy Corner was in first at $1. And guys, you do not have to buy to hang out here. You do not. That's why we're doing the Altered Book Project. That has nothing to do with selling. It's just about building community. Because of my health, I don't get out of the house much. You guys are my friends I hang out with every week. So I appreciate you. So pretty. And this is its size. Becky's in it too. I'm wondering when I go in for my next eye appointment if I could get my graduated lenses going the opposite way. So when I'm looking up, it's not all blurry and I can see. I need 2 pair of glasses, one where the graduated lens goes this way and one where the graduated lens goes this way, because I'm a YouTuber at the age of 50. Yes, Tim, it is nice to have friends. All right, I am going to start the countdown. Becky's in it too, so if anyone else is interested, you need to throw your numbers up there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. The sun's come out a little bit here today. And it looks like in the 10-day forecast, there's only one day that's going to be in the 30s. All the rest are going to be 40s and 50s. Okay, that is going to Becky for $2. Nice buy on the Limoges. I hear a dog being yelled at upstairs. I don't know who's in trouble, but someone is. Okay, so this piece has some little flea bites around the edges. I bought it because I loved the blue in it and thought somebody else might too. It's not vintage, I don't think, because it's got the lead-free on it, but it is pottery from Mexico. And see the chips this way. So it does have some chipping up here. And one spot down here. So I liked it. Had a pineapple, watermelon, grapes, maybe strawberry, pear. Everything starting at $1. I think the trifocals are a different thing than the graduated lenses. I think they've moved now. Because my daughter actually had trifocals at one point when she was little. Her eyes weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing. So she had trifocals for like 2 years. And the graduated lenses have replaced trifocals now. And they're different slightly in a different way. Hello, Susanna's Revivals. Welcome, welcome. But this is my first pair ever of the, before this, I never even had bifocals. So this is my first pair of anything, and it was the graduated lenses. All right, if there's no interest, we're going to move on. I have a big pile of stuff to donate. It started out as a little pile, but now it's a bigger pile. Okay. I'm just gonna throw these up there and see. It is a whole set of like autumn type decor, probably for a bulletin board. This one had tape on that side, but the other side is still good. So there's 2 of these. There is a little bird. There are a handful of these little leaves. An apple. It was originally 15 cents. And then a squirrel. Squirrel! So all of it, $1. If you want fall decor. I know one of these, oh, this was also 15 cents. One of these was marked Hallmark, I think. Let me see. Yeah, 1984 Hallmark on this one. I see Carrie Ann in at $1 for the set. I'm writing that down. Quail, yes. And I'm going to start the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. We'll wait for Geneva stop. There it is. Awesome, Carrie Ann. Let's set those aside. Okay. So I have, well, I'm going to do this one, but I'm not sure. I've got a box big enough. Oh, let me take that off. It is this very 1980s face made in Taiwan. When my grandma moved in the 80s after my grandpa died, she got rid of all of her 1950s decor and she did a very 80s decor. This would have fit right in with her stuff when she redid her place. Just $1. It is 11 3/4 inches tall. So it is not a small piece. I think it's super pretty for spring. Look at all the colors. And this is very much a cream. It's not a white because like the Limoges is white. So there's a difference in the color. It's very much a cream. I had bought it for that 80s sale we had, which was so much fun. Oh my goodness. It was so much fun to do the sale. We dressed up like we used to in the 80s. We talked about 80s memories. I didn't sell a single item from that 80s sale. Not one item, but we had a blast. That was Barbie, Nikki, and I had done that 80s sale. It was so much fun. All right, there's no interest. I don't, it's not Mikasa. It would have been a, because it's just got one of the made in Taiwan stickers. It would have been an imitation of Mikasa probably. Okay. I do have this Christmas candle left. It's the 3 Wise Men, but with the colors. Barbie's doing really well at her full-time regular job, unfortunately. Oh, there is Barbie. But yes, we miss her being online. And I just saw Delbert. Hello, Delbert. So it still has some candle left in the bottom. Yeah, definitely going to be calling the church thrift and see if they're taking household items right now. Because last time I called, they were, but they weren't taking clothes at that point in time. So hopefully they'll still be taking housewares and I can donate it to the church thrift because all of the money that they make goes directly back into the community. And I really like that. I loved the colors on this. That was what I liked about this, the sugaring and then the colors. But there's a very clear view of the three wise men. It's this big. I'm going to count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. And YouTube sales miss you, Barbie. She's my friend, so I get to talk to her still. Ha, ha, ha. All right, that one's going to the Kitschy Corner for $1. Okay, and I showed this at the beginning, but now there's like twice as many people here, so I want to show you guys again. Oh, and here is the prompt. We are doing a cutout / window page or series of pages if you want to be fancy and do several. And if you aren't sure what this is, if you Google it, cutout page in junk journal, it'll bring up, you basically cut a little window and you make sure you've got something behind it that you want that cutout page to frame. And so you can get really fancy with it or you can be very simple with it. And here is, so last week's prompt was use cloth. I ended up just doing a bookmark of this fancy velvet, beautiful velvet ribbon that I had thrifted last year. I just made a bookmark. I love it. So simple, simple, simple because hashtag Team No Craft here. But today is my son's 21st birthday. And so I wanted to show you guys one of the pottery pieces that he made. He did this one in 2019 at the end of his junior year, and I'm pretty sure he won an award for it. I do know it was it wasn't an art showing. My son made this. He turned 21 today. And I don't get to see him because he works, because he's a responsible adult. But I had to show you guys, look at the craftsmanship on these cups. It's this blue glaze, this green glaze. This is not for sale. I'm just showing you. So absolutely gorgeous. And I did pay the $125 that he was asking for it back then. Now it would be worth more. Oh, hey, Robert. It's still got its price tag down in there. My boys are so talented with pottery. They both do the pottery wheel. My daughter liked sculpture when working with clay, but she wasn't a fan of the pottery wheel. Tim's like, I'm getting in on that. Ha, ha, ha. Not for sale. So look how well he did the green versus the, oh, it's so beautiful. I'm not selling his, I don't want to sell his pottery. Especially since he's not making new pieces right now. Like if he was making new pieces, maybe, but he's not. My oldest is making new pieces, but I don't think I have as many pieces of his as I do of my youngest. When my oldest, because I had my massage office in this little village we lived in, and so the people, a lot of the people that came in lived right there in our little village, and they knew my kids. Like my kids would do odd jobs for them or actually worked for them or whatever. So the other small business owners, like it was all just this nice little close community. And so my son finally decided to put some of his pieces up for sale. We set them up in my waiting room. It looked like a whole art display. And one of the local business owners came in and bought every single piece in one swoop. She was in love with it. She loved him. She owned the local meat market, and she sometimes just knock on my door and go, hey, I know Seth likes steaks, so I brought you some steaks. I really miss living there. I miss the community. It was a really good place to raise my kids. But she came in and bought, I don't even know how many pieces, just bought it all up. And so I own less of his stuff than I do of my youngest. I do look for handmade pottery. Yeah, I do look for it. And then sometimes I bring it home and I drink out of it and it never leaves the house again, so I don't put it up for sale. Hey, Jazdia. Yeah, I just had a few things for sale. And I talked a lot about my youngest son who turns 21 today because I'm proud of him. Yeah, I don't come across it very often, like quality pieces. So I do bring them when I find them. But I had found that coffee cup over the course of December because I used it in my coffee Instagram post in December. And then my mom fell in love with it, and so she took it. So it never even made it to a sale. It had beautiful scroll handle. So, you know, that's how it goes. Okay, we have a couple more minutes, so I will show just a couple more things that I've got right here in front of me. Everything's starting at $1. Now, next week, I don't know if I'm going to do an extra sale next week. I may need time to catch up, but I still have stuff to clearance, you guys. I knew I had a lot of inventory. I don't think I realized quite how much inventory I had because I've sold like another 70 pieces this week again. So, the prompt for this week's junk journal or for our altered book is make a cutout window page or series of pages. And if you ever miss it, you can always go back and look at the beginning. I try to show it pretty early on so you don't have to sit through an entire sale if you don't have the time. I also do post these on my Instagram. I'm trying to be better about getting them right up on Instagram. So all of the prompts, if you're just coming in now and want to do the altered book project, all of the prompts are in my Instagram. And you could catch up, or you can join anytime and just follow the prompts from here on out. I never did the prompt from 2 weeks ago, the watercolor page, because since I've got everything in chaos right now trying to do the clearance stuff, I lost my watercolors after my uncle gifted them to me. Okay, Robert, I can do that. Hello, Sunshine. That's a fantastic name. It's getting smaller and smaller because people keep buying the pieces out from right behind me. So there's a lot less there this week than there was last week. It's got to last until the 14th. So, okay, we'll do just a couple more pieces so that you guys can get over to Helen's sale. So this is a tea light from Party Light. It's a Santa tea light. Everything's starting at $1. I'm just going to do a couple more pieces and try and clear off what's on my desk here. Starting at $1. Lemmy's in at $1. So no chips, no crack. I think he is so much fun. Little tea light. And if I was going to keep them, I would have put one of the red battery powered ones here instead of a clear color. I think that would be fun. Okay, Party Light Santa tea light. We've got Lemmy in at $1. And I am going to make a note, Robert, that you want me to hold your stuff. Before I forget. Okay, got that down. Are you talking about, I've got just fake flowers back here. This is clear. I don't think I have, no, I don't have anything. This is just fake flowers from the Dollar Tree. Yes, you could. You could absolutely put a tree there. I'm going to go ahead and count it down. Let me send at $1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. All right. Let me got that one for $1. And Geneva, I would like to send you a little thank you gift for modding, because this is the second clearance sale you've modded. So if there was something that didn't sell that you would like, or if you'd like a brooch or something, let me know, because I would love to send you something as a thank you for modding for me, because modding is not easy. It is not easy. And I used to be one of Daniel's main mods before I got so busy, and it is hard work. Oh, Geneva. Okay, this is a pincushion that someone has put in this vintage. I think it was made. I don't think that it came like this. So this really pretty little bowl. It's a nice size pincushion. So little pincushion or big pincushion, starting at $1. Yes, Tim. I have fantastic mods. I really, really do. Okay, we've got Jazdia in at $1 on the pincushion. And I'm going to start the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Good morning, Nancy. All right, there's the stop. Jazzy is getting that for $1. Yeah, that was the thing that when I was modding for Daniel's sales on Sunday mornings, you have got to pay attention. And it also forced me to sit still for a couple of hours, which I never do. I mean, I do when I'm on here, but I'm still like, but I had to sit still and like pay super attention. So modding is hard work and I appreciate it. And I do have I picked a handful of people that I vibed with to be my mods and absolutely love my mods. Okay. And Nancy, if you needed the prompt for this week's altered book, here it is. Make a cutout window page or series of pages. And is that the Buddha chick? Rita the Buddha? Is that the Buddha chick? Hello, Mira. What were you saying me for? Yes, the Buddha chick. I follow her. Okay. I think we're going to wrap it up today so that you guys can head over to Helen's, because they're just now coming on and probably letting people filter in and saying hello to everyone. And Helen just reached 1,000 subscribers recently, as did Janine's and Roy. What is Roy's channel name? I can see Maybe someone will put it in, but they all just reached 1,000 and we all started out about the same time. So that is wonderful. And yes, I do. You'll have to go back and rewatch because I put it down here with the things from last night too. So, does not included. Thank you, Maggie. Yes, does not included. They all just reached 1,000. Aaron Proctor had reached 1,000, I think, toward the end of the year. So that's wonderful that all of them have reached 1,000. And I think part of the reason that I'm a little bit further behind, even though I started out at the same time or before some of them, is because with my health, I'm not able to visit as many channels and get exposed to new people. So, hi, Roxana. So, I think my channel's not growing as fast, and that's just simply because of my health. And I accept that, and it's okay. I love all of you guys that I thought Roy did. I thought he announced that he had reached 1,000. I don't know. I thought I'd seen it on his Instagram that he'd reached 1,000. But maybe he was just posting something about Jen and Helen's. I'm not actually sure. I can look him up, actually. Let's do that. Oh, no, he's only at 404. I must have seen some. Maybe his Instagram reached 1,000. Yeah. Maybe his Instagram reached 1,000. He posted something. And thank you guys for everyone that watched the video, because I just threw up a little 8-minute video. I have sold multiple items from this shelf because of that video. And I did get the email last night about the pink depression glass. I will answer that later this week. Jazzy, I really think it's because I had to cut back on being on other people's channels. Because when you're only on your own channel, new people don't know you exist. So I think that's why. Because Janice and I started out selling like within the same month. Helen might have been, Helen was around the same time. We were all in a group together, all of us new sellers for a bit. So I think that's why. And it's fine. I mean, it's just another part of living with chronic illness. All right, I'm going to head out. And yes, Becky, I will be on Tiger's channel tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time. I've got some fun new items. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you'll never have seen them before, but I have posted some pictures on Instagram. So excited about that. It's always fun to hang out with Tiger. You guys head on over to Helen, New England Thrifter, and I will see you in the chats. I've got to go invoice, you guys. I've got lots of stuff to invoice. Bye, everybody.